wait until everybody rolls in, but this is the May 2025 live stream. Just a couple things before we get started. Um, I am in my office again. I plan to be out in the living room or elsewhere in the house today. The guys are gone for the summer as of a few days ago, and I thought it would be nicer, less cramped anyhow, because I'm like stuck in this corner, to go film somewhere in the house where there's more room. The problem is it's absolutely freezing in this house. So here in my room, I've got this door shut and I've got 2 heaters in here. So that's keeping it warm-ish. And I basically just have to sit in here because the rest of the house is just so cold. Otherwise, I'd have to wear a coat to do this. Give me 1 second. Whew. Anybody else sneeze after they shower? What is that? Am I allergic to water? I don't know. That happens sometimes. Anyway, so that's the first thing. Second thing to know, I've been having some issues with, well, both my phone and my computer. So I'm streaming from my phone, and the computer's over here. So with the phone, it's working fine, but there's something up with the charger. I've been using my iPad charger that I have for work, but it's literally like this long, and there's no way that I can film on it and have it plugged in. So I'm using the old charger, which does, for some reason, charge the iPad, but it doesn't seem to charge my phone anymore. Or at least it doesn't charge it fast enough for what the usage depletes it. So it shows it's plugged in, but the battery percentage will go down. I also can't see the battery percentage while I'm streaming, so if I just randomly disappear, it's because the phone died. But it is fully charged, so I would think we can get at least an hour in. So let's just see how that goes. So yeah, those are the 2 main things. Oh, yeah, and the computer. So I've been having an issue, and I don't know if it's with the computer or the charger, but I'm having a hard time getting the computer to recognize that it's plugged in. And basically what happened was I went to move it, just literally turn it around on the desk today so I could see the contents during the stream, and the computer completely shut itself off. It will not turn back on, as if the battery is just completely dead. Shouldn't be. It was completely charged. And it will not recognize that it's plugged in. So I'm gonna have to spend like $80, try to buy another charger. Just bought one for it 3 years ago. And there's a high likelihood it's not the charger and that I will have wasted that money. So I don't know. We'll see. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah. So that's where things are at. Because of that, any comments that are left are going to be a little hard to see. I can see them on the phone screen, but I have to kind of do this. So if you guys see me like sticking my finger up at the phone here, it's so that I can scroll through the comments. So that's where we're at right now. We're officially at the end of the school year, and that means that I have summer to myself. I have a peaceful house, and for the next 2.5 months, I can work on my own projects, go travel a little bit, and basically I still have to do my day job, but I can do it whenever. And essentially I just, yeah, I'm just able to work on a lot of stuff that I have to work on. You guys know that's a lot. I got a lot to catch up on. So, and I do apologize, I didn't follow my normal protocol. I just put up that I was going to be streaming today when I posted this live, rather than posting ahead of time in what used to be called the community tab, in order to let you guys know. I know it's also Memorial Day weekend. I don't know if you guys do that. I don't want to say celebrate it, because it's not really a thing that's supposed to be celebrated, but you know what I mean. Do you observe it? Normally I do, but I'm not able to get back to West Virginia, not until July. I had planned on going this month, but originally I was told I couldn't go until the roof was repaired. I'm having a hard time getting quotes for the roof, and because of that, I mean, we don't even have quotes, let alone it being done. But I have to go to a training in Indiana in July, and I'm working it out with my boss. I have a meeting with her on Tuesday, and we're working it out so that I can basically take a few days before that trip, since I'm headed that direction anyway, where I can go do the stuff that I need to do. So that's the plan. While we're waiting on everybody to get here, because notifications should have gone out by now, I am going to get myself the drink of the day so I can share that with you guys. So let me grab that. I'll be right back. Alrighty, so don't know if you guys remember last month, the drink of the day was a Liquid Death, which is normally a sparkling water, but they've come out with sort of like a pop alternative. The one last time was, I think, called Killer Cola, and I have a second one. I bought this at the same time as the one last month, but this is Liquid Death, Dr. Death, so it's supposed to be like Dr. Pepper. Now, one of the downsides is it doesn't have caffeine, which, I mean, what's the point, you know? It does have calories, so it's not like diet. It has 20 calories. But anyway, let's pop it open here, see how it tastes. Since this doesn't have caffeine, I'm also going to be running and grabbing some Diet Pepsi throughout this. I got a long day. It's a busy weekend for me. This is the weekend after move out, so I got to do a ton of additional inspections, plus still trying to get my contractors in here. So let's see how this is. It kind of smells like Dr. Pepper. Okay, I did just brush my teeth about 5 minutes ago, and that might be interfering a little bit. It kind of tastes very vaguely like Dr. Pepper, watered down. It is carbonated. I don't know how I feel about that. It tastes like kind of flat Dr. Pepper with the stevia aftertaste. What I think this would be good for is if you're a person who just drinks water all the time, and you're like me, and you either hate the taste of water or it's like just boring because it doesn't have a taste. This would probably be like a flavor explosion for you if you're used to no flavor. But if you're used to like regular pop or diet pop where it has an actual flavor, this is not going to taste like Dr. Pepper. This can taste like Dr. Pepper in your imagination. But anyway, I'll probably get through it, you know, at least get the benefit of the water from it. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is like, it doesn't really benefit me anymore than drinking pop if I switch to that, because it also has citric acid. And the whole reason I'm trying to get off pop is the acid in it, because it's eating my tooth enamel. Yeah. So anyway, guys, I guess we've got 5 people on. People are starting to roll in. So let me just start giving you some updates of what I have done this month, because it's quite a lot. It's been a month where I kind of have felt stressed, and I've kind of looked back and been like, wow, like So much happened this month. But at the same time, I feel accomplished because I really did get a lot done. So I don't know, I don't remember the dates anything happened, but one big thing that happened this month was I went to a YouTuber in-person event over in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, which is not very far from here. And that was an experience. It was not bad. It was just, I was kind of struggle bussing getting there, and then I also didn't get much sleep the night before, and so for the first hour or two, I was social, and then for the last hour, I was like zoning out. Um, but it was okay. It was decent. If you guys want to see pictures of it, on the community tab here, I have one picture of the table. Um, and then if you go over to my Instagram, it's linked down below in the description of this video. My most recent post is me right after the event wearing my little lanyard. So it was cool. They had a professional photographer. They took us to a gastropub in downtown Portsmouth. Not a place I'd ever go. It's expensive. YouTube paid for everything. Max says Mark might see Metallica on Wednesday. Are you a fan? So I gotta say, I I don't feel either way about them. I'm not like super familiar with their stuff. My main exposure to that type of music is through Bill and Ted. Like I love those movies. They're a little before my time, but I have an older stepbrother who was into them in the 80s when they came out, and the videos got passed down to me, and now I'm into Bill and Ted, especially the soundtrack for the second movie, the one that came out in like 1990. It has a lot of that style of music on it, and that was my introduction to like Faith No More, and man, Kiss was on there, but it was like a power ballad, things like that. Things that I think otherwise my mother would never have let me listen to. Especially because at one point my mom definitely did tell me that Kiss stood for Knights in Satan's Service, which I'm pretty certain is not the case. But yeah, so that's my feelings on Metallica. I couldn't even name a song of theirs. But that's cool that you're going to the concert, man. Yeah, I haven't got to do a lot of stuff like that. But yeah, so I went to this event. YouTube paid for everything. It was an open bar, which of course I don't drink, so that didn't really do me any good. All I got was a Diet Coke the whole time. But the food was free too, and they got us. I ordered a Wagyu burger. I couldn't tell you what that is. It's an animal. I know it's steak or beef or something, but I don't know what's different about Wagyu and a regular cow. So it was a Wagyu smash burger, and then fries, and the fries were like really good, actually. I know they're showing off this fancy burger, and I'm over here geeking out about the fries. And then they did order us dessert. It was a chocolate Guinness cake, which I didn't know if I would like it because I don't like alcohol and I don't like Guinness in particular. But it was all right. It just tasted kind of like a chocolate cake with some bitterness, which I assume was the Guinness. So that was cool. That was cool. I got, I met, there's a guy, well, he follows me here, Colby Martel. I'm not sure how to pronounce his last name. He was one of the bigger YouTubers that I met there. He's local to this area and has, I want to say he has like 500,000 subs. And I was hoping to meet Addy Boley, but he had signed up for the event, but he wasn't there. And then I met Emily Reyna, who she has like 800,000 subs, I think, on YouTube, but she's bigger on TikTok. So I haven't checked her out there, but I assume she probably has a few million over there. She's like worked with Mr. Beast and some other people. So it was cool. Kind of hit it off with one of the YouTube employees. We actually stood out and talked a long time on the street after I was I was waiting for my Uber, and yeah, so I pretty much it was a pretty decent night. I was in absolutely no mood to go be social, but I forced myself to go do it. And would I would I like did I prove to myself that I should have gone and not been hesitant to go? No, I still didn't really want to go, but I had a fairly decent time. I'm glad I got out there and did something um, different. Saw a new town, saw a new restaurant, had some decent food, and it was free. Um, I did make some connections, which is great. And I think, um, yeah. So I don't know when they'll have an event near here again. The thing is, once you're in the YouTube Creator Collective, you're invited to all the events. So some of these people were coming in from. There was one woman who was into like SEO development, and she was mostly a linked influencer. And I met her. She came from Michigan. There were people from like Boston and New York, but all over the country. So you get invited to these events and you can go. And in fact, since then, I've been invited to 2 movie premieres that I can get into through YouTube, which is awesome, but I'm not going to do that. You guys know me, I'm cheap. And I was thinking about it and I'm like, hey, that's cool that I'm invited, but I I'd have to buy clothes. I'm not gonna do that. Um, I'd have to pay for travel and hotel and buy decent looking clothes to go on a red carpet. I'm not gonna do that. Um, One of the things that we got invited to was a meet and greet with the creators and a filming session. Well, not filming, but I don't know what they call it. But for Phineas and Ferb, I guess they're making like a new thing. So that was cool. I'll probably only ever go to another YouTube event if they have one again that's like really local to me, or if I happen to be somewhere where there is one. Like, I don't know why I would be there, but let's say that like say this summer, July. Let's say I'm in Indiana for training and I get a notification that like, oh hey, there's a YouTube meetup in Indianapolis, and I'm going to be there to return my rental car. I might go. So yeah, so that was pretty cool. And just so you guys know, this year I've done the YouTube channel memberships boot camp. I do have a YouTube partner manager now, Alex, and he wasn't there, but I met some of the other managers. So I'm getting more like included and stuff. I'm on the Discord server now, which by the way, guys, I guess we're just gonna have to use Discord. YouTube is really pushing it. Does Google own Discord? Is that why? I don't know. But YouTube is really pushing it as if we do the channel memberships to add that in as a thing. And then YouTube uses Discord itself. Like there's a Discord server for all the people who are in the creator program. And I'm in there now. But I mean, I'm like, well, shit, I guess since I had to sign up for this and they keep pushing it, I guess I'll put that as a benefit of channel membership. So I would say later this year, probably in the fall, look for channel memberships to launch. But that's more of a long-term project. I'm not really rushing on that. Other than that, I did want to tell you guys, I have one video that will be coming out soon. I know I had said I'm trying to get back on track of doing 1 video per month and then the live stream. With the eventual goal of doing probably 2 videos a month and then a live stream. I missed May's video, but there's a good reason. I was busy with move out, and I'm doing a video. I have it planned. I'm going to make a video that's different than anything I've ever done before. And I don't know if you guys will like it. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. But I have to go buy some stuff for it, and I can probably get it filmed this coming week. It's just going to be, like I said, like different, than I've done in the past, and because of that, it's taken a little more time. But I'm hoping to have it filmed next week and at latest have it up the week after that, which means that what do we call it? The schedule of making videos is pretty much planned through at least July, because that one will go up sometime in June, and then we'll do the June live stream. At the end of June, that's halfway through the year. That means in early July, I've got to do my 6-month update about my financial goals. And then I've got to do, supposed to be on July 9th. Let's be honest, it never actually gets up on that date, but it's supposed to be July 9th. The update, this will be the 10-year update of my student loans. Because 10 years ago, I sat down and made that video about my student loan debt, which was one of the most popular videos, and I've made an update about where I'm at with that every year. So that's what I'm going to be working on. Also, if you guys reached out to me in the last month or two, I'm still planning on getting back to you. There's been some, yeah, I've had some stuff going on that has made it so I haven't. But I'm not ignoring you. I'm aware that you contacted me and I need to get back to you. So that's kind of where things are right now. I've got videos planned out for the next couple of months, and I'm just going to be working this summer. I mean, I'm going to be working on my own projects now that the guys aren't here, and it's a little easier to do that. One thing I do want to mention, someone mentioned it last stream, and I mean, they're justified in doing that. Someone asked last time about my weight, and yeah, it's something that I've been worried about too, because I don't have a scale, but I definitely think I've gained like a noticeable amount of weight. My clothes are still the same size, but yeah, I look different. So, look, the biggest part of that is being sedentary. And the reason that I've been sedentary, honestly, a lot of it has been to save money. Like, I was working so hard on one goal that it kind of created another problem. You know, if you look back at last year, like the first half of last year, where I was doing DoorDash all the time to make money, I wasn't always hitting 10,000 steps a day, but like I had a decent activity level because I was getting in and out of the car constantly for hours a day. And then once I got to Indiana, the car started having problems, and I didn't live near anything that realistically you could walk to. So I wasn't going out walking, and I wasn't going out driving. I pretty much was at the house all the time. And to me, I'm like, well, this is kind of a good thing. I'm saving money, not paying for gas, no depreciation on the car. But me doing that consistently over the period of months, maybe getting 1,000 steps in a day, really has caused the problem of me gaining weight. And so then when I came to New Hampshire, I don't know if you guys know this, but it's really cold here. Like right now, it's starting to get dark, so it's probably less now, but the high today was 60. It snowed last week. I don't know when summer starts here, but it's almost June and we're still in winter. So it's like, I don't really have anywhere to go here. And until it warms up, I can't just go walk outside. So I have to be very conscious of trying to get steps in. So the reason I'm saying all this, I'm not actively going to try to lose weight. I eat fairly decently anyway. The food is not the problem. it's the lack of activity. So what I'm going to do, starting this summer, maybe starting today, starting whenever it gets warm enough that I can go for a walk at night. Because right now it's like 40 degrees or less at night, and that's just too cold. But when it gets to a reasonable temperature outside, let's say we get to evening and I look and I'm like, oh man, I've only done 3,000 steps today. Well, I need to go for a walk around town, around campus, until I can get to the point where I've got my 10,000 steps in. And just doing that consistently every day, that'll get me back on track of just slowly losing the weight, just like I slowly gained it. And I kind of think of it as something I've never had to consider before, but it's like when you go to space, and you know, the astronauts have to work out every day in the space shuttle, right? They have to, like, because their muscles will atrophy because they're up there. And that's nothing that they've had to worry about when they were on Earth. Now I live in an environment that is cold, that is unlike any environment I've ever been in. And I have to actively monitor whether I'm getting my activity for the day. And I haven't been doing that. So that's something that I'm going to start doing. If not today, here within the next couple days. And like I said, I already do okay on my foods. I mean, I have some bad habits too, but it's not really the food that's causing the problem. So now that's going to go for all of summer. It's just going to be free. Just go outside and walk around campus, get on one of the hiking trails, something like that. Get 10,000 steps in for the day. And if at night I see I'm not there, go for a walk at night. That's all I'm going to do. The second half of that, though, is it is going to get cold here again soon. It's not even warm yet, but it's New Hampshire. It is just cold here. So August, September, I don't know when winter starts here, but whenever it starts, I'm going to have to find another place because I'm going to be in the same situation as now. So when it starts getting too cold to go outside and walk, I have to find another solution. But that actually is already solved. So this is a YouTube thing rather than a me personal thing. But you guys know that I've been having an issue trying to find a way to film videos, and last month I had to go to a co-working space to film the live stream. That's because the guys are here and they're loud, and there's issues with that, and there's issues with them playing music. And if I'm live streaming and they're playing music, then I could get a copyright strike, and I have no idea when they're going to turn that on. There's no way to plan it. So what I'm going to do is, starting in August, I'm getting a co-working space. And this is going to provide a few things for me. Number one, it'll give me a place where I can film video and do live streams without interruptions. Second thing is it gives me a space to work on things. There's been so many days here in the house where I was trying to work on personal projects and I just couldn't do it. They were having a party or something, and I couldn't focus. So I need a place to go other than the house. Now, there's a couple places on campus I can go usually, but the last one closes at midnight. There's another one that closes at 11. And generally the parties go late into the night. So there's every day a period of time where I'm needing to work on something. There's nowhere else to go because everywhere else is closed. It's like wild in the house, and I just have to sit here and not really do anything productive because everything's closed. So I have to be at the house, and I can't even go outside because it's too cold to go outside. So the solution is I found a co-working space that's within the distance that my car can drive in a single stretch without overheating. Um, and I've done that route multiple times, and I know for sure it'll do that. Um, After 8 p.m., parking is free at the co-working space. I could also get a rent a space, but it's more if you do that. So I'm just mostly going to go in the evenings anyway, so that works out for me. Now, there's a third thing though, and this is what I was talking about exercise earlier. Um, the um, the co-working space has a gym in it, and you get free access to the gym with the co-working thing. So if at some point in the future I get my life together enough that I actually get into working out again, that'll be a nice thing. But even until then, there are 4 treadmills. And so if it's cold and I haven't met my step count for the day, I'm planning on just going to the gym and just walking on the treadmill. And that's it. Like, and while I'm there, I'll work on a project or whatever. Oh, and the other thing, the other benefit of this is like, if the guys are being super obnoxious, like if they're just having a loud party that night or something, the co-working space just gives me a place to go. I can stay there until late at night and then come back, hopefully after everything's calmed down at the house. That way I don't feel trapped here. And by all of this, doing all this way, it prolongs the time that I can stay in this position so that I don't get frustrated with having to sit here with loud music or with like the other problems. It just gives me a way to get away from all of it so that I can make this work much more long term without me getting frustrated about stuff. So anyway, it is about $200 a month for the co-working space, but since I'm doing it for the YouTube channel, that'll be a business expense that'll be written off. And even though for that first year, because I'm not bringing in that much from YouTube, it's probably going to mean that I run the business as a loss for the year. That's fine, as long as I don't do that for 5 years consistently for the IRS standards. But yeah, because then I can have a loss that I carry over to deduct the following year. So anyway, that is the plan on that. Exercise, co-working space. I also wanted to let you guys know I made a lot of progress on my legal stuff. Obviously, like, can't really go into detail, but I was expecting to have to get a lot done in April. I knew I had a lot of stuff to file because I had a deadline. I did all that, and I continued on this month, and I got so much done. Like, it's incredible. It is incredible. I'm very happy with where I'm at with that. And let's see here. I got some stuff accomplished. I got myself 5 new pairs of jeans. And you guys notice something? Wearing contacts. You probably don't notice anything because I've been wearing contacts in every video. But the thing is, I just put them in for the video. The reason being is part of my whole life falling apart. I got behind on everything, and that included to the point that I just ran out of contacts. It got to the point where my left contact had protein on it so badly that it blurred my vision so badly that I really couldn't wear it anymore, and that was the last left contact I had. My right contact was fine, and I didn't even realize this until I replaced it yesterday, because the new ones came in the mail yesterday. Oh, TMUSA says, "Hi Mark, I'm listening mostly on my way home from a 4-day hospital stay." Oh, that sucks. Yeah, thanks for listening though. Yeah, and actually you were one of the people I was mentioning that I need to reach back out to. I know I never replied to your comment from last month. Was that on your trip that you ended up in the hospital? Um, but yeah, so basically, I write down the dates. Maybe this is like crazy, but I write down. There, I have a log on my phone. I write down the dates where I replace my contacts. Um, the contacts I use are weekly, but I definitely make them last longer than that. And I don't sleep in them, so that helps. But when I replaced my contact, my right contact, which, like I said, there was nothing wrong with it, but I thought, oh, I'm replacing the left one. I haven't been wearing them. I'll just go ahead and replace both of them fresh. And when I did that, I looked at the last time that I replaced my right contact. It was August 2023. I'd been wearing that right contact for almost 2 years, a weekly lens. And like I thought, oh, maybe I just forgot to write down the last time I changed it. But no, because I looked at the box that I had left of my right contacts. And I'm like, okay, well, I just opened a new one and I just ordered a new box in 2023. And then I used that one. And then I had 10 left after accounting for those two, which meant that it's a box of 12. So like, yeah, no, like I really did wear the same weekly contact for 2 years. So that's just where my life has been. But it also shows you that I'm very slowly making progress to be able to even get contacts back, to wear contacts again. I finally have new contacts for both eyes, which I do see better with my contacts. It's not just like a vanity thing. Um, I cannot do my hair with my glasses on. This area back here, this whole like area, I cannot see this for anything. When I'm wearing glasses, this is a huge blind spot, and I don't know why. And also, driving at night with my glasses on, I cannot see anything. But anyway, so I just see much better with my contacts, even though they're the same prescription. So that's better now too. I'm a lot happier with that, and it's just one of the like thousands of micro steps that I'm taking back to getting my life back together. The other things, hopefully, when I go back to Ohio in July, I'm hoping to get my teeth cleaned. I have the money set aside to do it. I got to set the appointment and see if they're available. I'm getting my hair cut because that's out of control again. And then I'm going to. There's a couple of other things that might wait till my August visit. There's a couple other stuff. But yeah, anyway, so I'm getting there. I'm getting back there. And I'm trying to order, like when I do have money, I'm trying to order the necessities. Like it's boring stuff that nobody cares about. Like I said, I just got 5 pairs of jeans. Well, I was down to 1 pair of jeans and they had a hole in the crotch. So it was kind of important. And I just ordered 3 pairs of underwear. There was a sale on a 3-pack. It's coming in the mail. So I don't have them yet. But this stuff that nobody cares about, that's just like the absolute like basic stuff, whether it be clothes or contacts or anything like that, I'm working on. Now, in other good news, and I'll talk about this a little bit more in my 6-month update video, but I got my deposit back from Discover. So I deposited the check from them yesterday. It's a $200 deposit, and what that's going to pay for is, one, I'm going to get the oil changed on the car because it's been a year. Actually, it's been more than that. And I don't even want to look at how many miles it's been. It is full synthetic, so technically it can go like 7,500 miles before getting the oil changed. But it's supposed to be like 7,500 miles or 6 months. And it's definitely been more than 12 months. And I'm going to guess it's probably been a lot more than 7,500 miles because I drove from South Carolina to Ohio, back to West Virginia, back to Ohio, then to Indiana. At least I did have it shipped to New Hampshire, but I'm pretty sure, especially with all the driving I was doing for DoorDash and Instacart and all that stuff too, I'm pretty sure it's way over needing an oil change. So the car will be very happy about that. And that's where that money's coming from, is from getting that deposit back on the credit card. It will also pay for my tire. I've got a tire on the back of the car that's been leaking. It's dry rotted, and it's also been leaking for more than a year. And it's to the point where I have to fill it up every other day now. So that will be the last of the tires that I got in April of 2022 that will finally be replaced. They're all at different tread depths, which is not good for a Subaru, but that's just how it is. And so I'm gonna get that. I gotta it's a tire at Walmart. I want to get the same one because it'll match like this. If I can't do the same tread depth, at least it's the same make and model. But I can get the thing at Walmart for sure. They'll sell it to me. The tricky thing is going to be trying to find a Walmart that will install it, because a lot of Walmarts will not install it because my car is all-wheel drive. They won't do just one. So some will, and I'm going to call around and see if one of the ones I can actually get the car to drive to will do that. Or I can just buy the tire and then find a local tire shop that'll put it on. And we do have a place maybe like half a mile over here. It's just like I don't know, just like some local dude's service garage, so maybe he can put it on. So I'm gonna try that. So guys, I mean, things are looking up. It's just, I don't know how much that actually shows, because there's just so much from the last like 3-4 years for me to catch up on. And the fact is, I don't make all that much money. So every paycheck, every month, I have maybe like $50-$60 that I can put toward this stuff, that is extra outside of my like payments. But anyway, I am making progress, and so Discover issued the new credit card to me. So my credit limit went from $200 to $1,500. It's good, right? So now I do have a Discover card with a $1,500 limit. That will help me, because if I need to rent a hotel room or get a rental car to get home in July, I can do that. If you guys remember back at the beginning of this school year, like fall of 24, I was just in such a position where I had no available credit, couldn't get a hotel room, couldn't get any kind of rental car at all. I was paying Zipcar way more than what you would pay for a regular rental car to be able to drive at all. And as I've paid off debt and bettered my credit, like it's created just a better situation where I have more freedom, and I'm like it's making my life easier. So now I've got that. Now that card was meant to replace a $7,500 card that got charged off in August of 2024. Doesn't make up for that, but at least it's a step in the right direction. And I'm sure when that hits my credit report here in a month or two, that'll help a lot too. My credit's rebounded a good bit, but it hasn't recovered fully. Last I checked, I was at like 658. Before all this happened, I was slightly above 700. So I'm getting myself back there. And once I'm evaluating software, like hopefully I can start on that project this summer, but once I'm evaluating software to see what to replace Mint with, then eventually, yes, I can give you guys a solid like every month I can give you my solid net worth, and show you a graph of progress. Um, but I don't have a way to like really show it or quantify it right now. Best I can do is in early July when I do the 6-month update video for the um, yearly financial goals. I can at least at that point go through and show you guys like, okay, like my goal was to pay this stuff off and this stuff is paid off. At least you can see that. And just fair warning to everyone, 2 things. My phone is not charging properly with the charging cable that I have. So if at some point during this I just disappear and the stream ends, it's because my phone died. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but it might. And the other thing is my computer is giving me issues right now, not recognizing the charger, and it shut itself off like right before I was supposed to stream. So I have to like, you're going to see me poking at the screen because I've got to look here for the comments. So that's, yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing. Let me, feel like I'm running low on caffeine. This doesn't have any. So let me grab my cup real quick and I will, I'll get some actual caffeine. And then we'll keep going. If you guys want to drop a comment, I'll respond to it when I get back. All right, no comments. All right, so guys, I've got to say, I'm so happy with myself. Like, it felt great when I went to get my virtual eye exam and I had to pay for that, and I had to pay for my contacts, obviously. For that not to come out of my paycheck, like my every 2-week paycheck, that I just had money set aside in savings for medical stuff. You know, call it a sinking fund or whatever, but like, that felt great that I could afford that. And that when I travel this summer, that I'm gonna, if I can get into the dentist, that I'm gonna be able to pay for my cleaning and the x-rays, because it's been a while since I've been, that I'm gonna have the money just already there to do that. And it doesn't put any stress or pressure on me by taking away liquidity or money from something else. So that was really nice. And I told you guys I get that stipend on each paycheck in lieu of having health insurance. So this is what I'm doing, is I'm just setting it aside to use for medical expenses. This is the first time that I've gotten to use it. So I am happy with that. I'm trying to think here. Other than the planned car repairs. Oh, and I am going to be replacing my computer. So this has really got me worried. I've had this computer since 2017. I bought it refurbished for $600, and it's been great. I've definitely gotten my money worth out of it, but it's to the point where a lot of the stuff doesn't work because it's so old. The operating system can't upgrade past El Capitan, and because of that, now stuff like Chrome doesn't work right half the time. There's a lot of stuff I can't do with it. So there's a lot going on. But YouTube just also announced that there's a lot of new features on live streams. That if you do the live stream not from the phone but from your actual computer, so like say like when I just walked away, right? Now there's a thing that you can put up that it's like a away screen that you can put up for a certain period of time, and you can either put up a video or a message or something during that time, various other things. It would be better if I did that type of streaming, and I would love to. I just I don't have the equipment that's capable of it right now. So the plan is I'm gonna buy another refurbished MacBook. The money that I'm making from YouTube right now is going toward that. So I got paid from AdSense April 21st. It was a little over $100. I should probably hit that threshold again this month. That's rare, but I had an old video that kind of took off. I don't know what happened, but the algorithm grabbed it and I got like 5,000 views in a day. But that happened for a while, and so I made like $50 that week. And because of that, I should at the end of this month hit the pay threshold of $100 again, which would mean in the end of June, I'll get another $100. So there'll be a little more than $200 sitting in my YouTube bank account. And once I get to around $700, I'll have the money to buy from the same place that I bought this one, another much newer refurbished MacBook Pro that will probably last, just like this one, a few years. And at that price, that's more than worth it. So that's also just another goal of, updating and upgrading my life. Not new for the sake of new, but new for the sake of getting something that functions properly and that does all the stuff that that it really should be able to do. So that'll be nice, and I'm happy with my phone for now. I've had my phone since 2021. It is completely fine. No thoughts of replacing it. Maybe another year or two down the road if I have issues with it, but if not, I'll just keep it forever. I don't think I'll ever be one of those people that just buys stuff because, like, I buy stuff because it's necessary. I'm trying to invest in things that are either like for quality of life or that would make me money, right? Because if I can buy things that make me money, then that like reduces stress on me, essentially. I'm also working a little bit this summer doing furniture assembly, and most of that money is going toward getting the car fixed. Well, scratch that. Getting a new car, a new old car. Not probably like I did last time, where like this car was like $13,000 and I got a loan for it. I'm gonna try to completely avoid getting a loan. Even though my credit's rebuilt to the point I could probably do that, I don't want the monthly payment. So what I'm trying to do is get like maybe $4,000 or $5,000 together to get probably another Subaru, but something that has all-wheel drive. Because again, it's like winter here year round. And something that will last me 2, 3, 4 years. I'm probably going to get a car that has over 100,000 miles on it. It probably has some rust on it, being in this area. But like Subaru, Toyota, something that's good in snow and reliable. And basically what I would be doing is just getting something that can go a reasonable distance. I'm not going to be driving it back home to Ohio. Um, I will probably not take it any further than Boston, which is, I mean, if you go like downtown Boston, it's an hour drive from here. Um, but it would help me out a lot with the furniture assembly business because I could have a much wider territory to go drive to jobs. Um, Sometimes it wouldn't make sense. Like, it's not going to make sense for me to go to Boston and put together one piece of furniture. But Boston's a lot more likely to have some big jobs that I could take on that would justify me driving that far. Um, I'd also like to get Nashua, New Hampshire, which is a fairly big city, Manchester, New Hampshire, which is the capital city. I don't even know what the population is of the town that I live in, but it's like, I don't know, maybe probably under 5,000. And I'm fairly close to Dover and Portsmouth, which are bigger, but they're still pretty small towns. Um, if I could get to Rochester, Manchester, yeah, I would have a lot more business. And so if I can get a car that can just get me around for that, and I'll use it for my own personal use too. I mean, more than likely I won't have it by summer, but if I did, I'd love to go up here in Maine. I live like just across the border from Maine. There's an like a national park, Acadia. I'd love to go there. Um, or depending on what I'm doing, I'm not going to try to drive in Boston, but um, depending on where I'm going, like maybe for Halloween, go to Salem, you know, because I don't live too far from there, like the town with the witch trials. And I think it would just, again, it would be like a much better quality of life thing. And it would also help me make money. So as of right now, I have $2,000 saved toward that. Like specifically to use for getting a new car. But realistically, I'm going to need 4 to 5 to get something decent. And then, of course, on top of that, there'll be like registration fees. Probably have to pay taxes on it when I buy it. Some things like that. But yeah, I'm roughly like almost halfway there. It's just with furniture assembly being so slow right now, I don't know that I'll make enough extra money to get there. But I'll do it as soon as I can. All right. Well, we got 11 on. I'm sorry, guys. I know it's a weird time with Memorial Day and me not giving any notice that I was streaming. I didn't even think about it until yesterday. You guys probably didn't either. I didn't realize that this Sunday was the last Sunday of the month. I was just like, oh, I've got a meeting with my boss on Tuesday and I got to get this stuff done before that. And I was just thinking about that rather than, I don't know, like where we were in the month. So we're at 50, almost 59 minutes. We'll hang out here for a little bit, but I know my streams usually go for 2 or 3 hours, but that's if people are on and asking questions. We don't have to stay on that long. So anybody has questions, anything they want to talk about, post it now, because if we don't have anything in the next few minutes, I'll end the stream. But just in the next month, in June, there's a few things that are going to happen. So, one, I'm turning 40. Yep. So, I might go through a crisis before the next live stream. So, I'm turning 40 on June 5th, and I'm not planning on doing really anything for my birthday. I mean, I'm going to be here at the house in a town where there's not really anything to begin with, but also most stuff that it is here is closed for summer break. I might get adventurous and take my car to Portsmouth or to Dover. And if I do, I suppose I'll buy myself a nice meal. Although, nice meal to me is like Olive Garden, not like something fancy. Um, and I should probably think about this more, but I literally do not have anything planned for my birthday at all. Um, it's like I want to do something special, but at the same time, I don't want to spend any money. And if I have to spend money to celebrate my birthday, it's like, well, that's like the opposite of what I want. If it's like I want something nice, but I don't want to have to spend the money. I don't know. So I don't know what I'm doing. Um, I have absolutely no plans for what I'll be doing, and I think a lot of it is, I don't know. It's hard for everybody, I think, when they turn 40, thinking about how quickly things have gone and how little time they might have left and how much more they hope to accomplish by this point. Of course, with my life, I can pretty much pinpoint, like, oh, well, I was in college until I was 27, and then immediately thereafter met the girl, and, that stuff is still going on in courts. So I I kind of know why I'm still where I am at 40. And it really comes down to those 2 points. But I would like to be more comfortable than I am, even though I've like made so much progress in the last school year from like August until now. And I know that's going to continue into the summer and into next school year. Maybe in a year's time or 2 years' time, I may well be in a comfortable spot. And I may well be where somebody that's 40 should be. But right now, I still just am sitting here thinking like, oh my God, I have got to get my shit together. Um, and it is something I work at every day. I never take days off from that. Like literally, even if it's just, okay, I have to sit down and go through all of my email today so that I don't accumulate more just sitting here unread. Because I do still have 14,000 unread messages. That from like 2022, 2023, when all this stuff is going on, I just did not have the time or energy to get to. That's more of a long-term project to get through that backlog. But for right now, I'm just every day making sure I get through all the new ones that come in. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have an answer for that. I'm kind of freaking out about it. And I keep thinking back to me turning 30 and how I was freaking out about that. I think I was more freaked out to turn 30, to be honest. Just a little bit more. So I don't know. What's weird is like, I don't think of myself as an adult. And it's always weird to me, like when somebody says something that makes me feel like they consider me an adult. Like occasionally one of the students will call me sir, and I'm just like, that's weird. Don't do that. Like, I don't know, stuff like that happens. Or like, they'll have like they'll have sorority girls over and stuff, and like I'll go outside and I'll hear one of them say like, oh, like who's that old guy? And then, I don't even think of myself as an adult, let alone old. And then, but 40 makes it, you think like 18 is you becoming an adult, but I'm pretty sure it's 40. Like, I don't know why, but that's how I'm feeling about it. I feel like when you turn 40, like that, it's like, okay, you're not young anymore. Like, this is the point where you actually are a grown-up. So that doesn't mean I'm going to start acting any differently. It's just kind of an internal shift in feeling, I think, where I'm like, oh, I actually am an adult. I don't know if that's making sense to anybody. That's just my thoughts. And I do truly believe that if I just stick with what I'm doing now, within a year or two, I will actually have my life to some level of put together and financial stability. I mean, I'm making huge progress. I don't want to reveal it all now because I'm going to put it in that video later, but I'm catching up very quickly with all the ways that I was behind. So I do think with that trajectory, like I'll be okay. But I still don't like the whole getting old part. So, well, anyway, guys, we're an hour 6 minutes. I don't see any more comments. I know only 11 of you were on, which is not a lot, but I didn't give any notice, and it's a holiday weekend, so I don't know what everyone's doing. But look, the plan for this month is I've got that special video that's a different type than what I normally do. I'm gonna hopefully film that this coming week. Like today's Sunday, so like Monday through Friday, the next 5 days or so. I think I'm gonna be able to get it filmed then. And then probably the week after that is when it'll be up. That'll put us halfway through June. And then we'll do the live stream at the end of June. And then in early July, there will be 2 videos. The 6-month update to my financial goals and the 10-year update about my student loans. I'll tell you all the stuff that's happened since the last time I made a video. Plus, we'll look at some of the numbers, and I'll get the numbers from the last video I made and then the videos like current in July of this year, and we'll compare those. So, yeah, and then there'll be a July live stream as well, and that'll get us to the beginning of the school year. So that's all planned out, and I'll tell you guys about the progress in those videos. I am definitely getting my hair cut in July. This is kind of getting ridiculous at this point. But yeah, maybe I'll look a little better off too. So anyway, guys, thank you for being here. I know I didn't do a very good job at announcing this today. But I am going to get caught up on some work stuff today. Got that meeting with my boss on Tuesday, and I need to get a lot done before then. So I'm going to take care of that today. I do read all the comments. I will try to reply. If you leave a comment after this is re-uploaded and processed, I will try to get back to you. I'm sorry for those I didn't get back to last month, but I do read them. So if you let me know what's going on with you, I at least do know. And if you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you go over there. I have that new post from where I went to the YouTube Creator Collective earlier this month, so you can see that. The link to that is down in the description of the video. Other than that, I will have a new video up for you guys in a couple of weeks. Let me know how you like the new format. If it's just a one-off or if it's something you'd like to see more of. Look out for that by, let's say June 10th. And then I'll see you guys in the stream next month.